life. So they say it's but a game and they let it slip away. Love, like the autumn sun, should be dying, but it's only just begun.
Thank you for being our principal. I'm glad I miss you. We always do Ghostbusters.
Thank you for being a great principal and pushing us to the best we can be.
Thank you, Mr. Danhoff, for being our principal, and thank you for letting me wear hats in school.
Thank you for being a great principal. Thank you for supporting us in our game and going to our game.
Thank you, Mr. Danhoff, for being our principal. My favorite part about you is when you were always there for me.
Thank you, Mr. Danhoff, Thank you to give me hugs in the morning.
Thank you, Mr. Danhoff, for being our principal, and thank you for being such a nice principal all the time. And my favorite part about you is when you give me a fist bump at lunch.
Hello, Mr. Danhoff. I love you, Mr. Danhoff.
Mr. Danhoff, you're the best principal in the world, and thank you for giving me another milk.
Thank you for giving me robot fist bumps, Mr. Danhoff. We will all miss you. Thank you, Mr. Danhoff, for being my principal and being so nice to me.
Thank you for being a nice principal, and I appreciate how kind you are.
Thank you, Mr. Danhoff, for being our principal. And my favorite part about you is when you let us sit wherever we wanted.
I like Mr. Danhoff because he's really nice, and I like to say good morning to him every morning.
Thank you for being my principal, and I'm glad we both have good hair.
Thank you, Mr. Danhoff. I loved when you were being our principal, and I loved when you were doing the awards assembly for Honor and Merit Roll. Thank you.
Danhoff, I love you. Hug. I love you, Mr. Danhoff, and I like when you give me high fives. Thank you, Mr. Danhoff, for giving me hugs. Really nice, Mr. Danhoff, and thank you for being my principal.
Thank you, Mr. Danhoff, for teaching or being our principal this year. And I loved when you let us sit wherever we wanted to. Thank you, Mr. Danhoff, for being our principal. We all love you. Thank you, Mr. Danhoff, for being our principal, and we're really going to miss you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Danhoff, for being our principal, and I like how you talk to me every day.
Mr. Danhoff, you're my best friend. I'm really going to miss you, and I don't want you to leave.
Danhoff for giving me hugs in the morning, and I'm going to miss you.
I'll miss talking about sports with Mr. Danhoff. Happy retirement, Mr. Danhoff.
Thank you for being our principal. I really loved how you always helped us. Thank you, Mr. Danhoff, for being our principal. I appreciate that you're always there for us.
Thank you, Mr. Danhoff, for being our principal, and I liked when you let us sit wherever we wanted to. Thank you for being my principal. I like it when you smile and talk to me at lunch.
Thanks, Mr. Danhoff, for helping everyone in the school, and even me, and I'm gonna miss you, Winner.
Thank you for being our principal, and we will miss you a lot. Thank you for taking care of me at lunch. Thank you, Mr. Danhoff. And you say hi to me, and I miss you. Thank you for being our principal.
Thanks for protecting us and keeping us safe.
Finley! Say, we'll miss you, Mr. Danhoff. Mr. Finley. Bye-bye. Mr. Danhoff.
Thank you, Mr. Danhoff, for saying hi to me every day at lunch.
Thanks for being a good principal.
Thank you for being our principal, Mr. Danhoff. I like how you called me Will Be Free.
Mr. Danhoff, for being our principal. I like how you always support your students.
Thank you, Mr. Danhoff, for being our principal. I'm really going to miss giving you a hug before I get on the bus.
Thank you, Mr. Danhoff, for being our principal. I'm really gonna miss you.
Thank you, Mr. Danhoff, for being here every day and encouraging me.
Thank you for helping all of us, and we will all miss you, and I hope you have a good day. Thank you for being my principal. Me and Charlie will really miss you really much. Mr. Danhoff is a great principal, and he sometimes messes up my hair, and does like crazy stuff, and I just want to be with him so much. Ever, because he is a great principal.